Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new TJ's World According to Wrestling. And I'm your host, TJ Wiggins. Of course, I'm here to talk to you about Impact Wrestling, Smackdown, and AEW Rampage. So let's go ahead and get started. And first, we're going to start off with Impact. It starts off pretty hot. Matt Cardona cuts, this big babyface promo about how he's going to challenge and he's going to beat the evil heel. He's going to beat the world. Moose comes out there and he taunts Matt. And I think there's a nice stinger in one of his lines about Med Cardona. I thought that was fantastic. So they get into a fight with Cardona beating Moose until Morrissey, helps him. Excuse me. Then Edward comes in to make the save for Cardona, and that sets up a tag match. They play King of the Hill and they set up a tag match for later on tonight, which will be in the main event. And there's this nice promo by Violent by Design where Rano says that he can't walk away. They're going to go after tag belts. And they're building the monument to violence. Next, Bronson Reed, now known as Jonah. He cuts his promo. He beats the hell out of a jobber. He absolutely squashes him. It's a good way to get, a good heel over. Next, there's a backstage segment teasing some tension between Moose and W. Morrissey. Teasing some dissension in there. And that will come into play in the main event, just to let y'all know. There was a tag match. It was Rich Swann and Mac versus Deemer and Doring of Violent by Design. Swann and Mac win, but Violent by Design, they get their heat back by beating them up, beating them down after the match. And Rhino and Slater come in there and make the saves, to back them off. So I wholeheartedly expect that this match will probably turn into a triple threat tag match for the tag belts. And I can't wait to see that happen. Next, and finally, for Impact is the main event, which is Moose and Morrissey versus Cardona and Edwards. Cardona actually pins Moose in a surprise, but what's more surprising, what happens after the match, is that Morrissey fucking lays out Moose. He turns on him. Morrissey didn't necessarily turn face. It's the fact that he's fed up of not getting his tag title shot. No, not tag title. Excuse me. His world title shot. That, he's been saying, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you. I promise. But to Morrissey, to Cass, that to him it seems like that he's just being used. So I'm waiting for this feud to start. And next we go on to SmackDown. And and Lesnar opens up the show, and funny enough, Sami Zayn interrupts him. And he asks Zayn if he's a fan. He has no idea who he is. That's nice to play on that. And Lesnar does a great job feigning ignorance. He's like, huh? Really? Who are you? Oh, dude, that's awesome. And he turns out to bully Zayn into cashing in on his number one contendership for the Universal title later on that night. It'll be Reigns against Sami Zayn. Next, we had Banks versus Baszler in a match where, the badass can't win because Baszler in a real fight would tear Sasha Banks' head off. But, so who's going to win? Banks wins. Doy. You can see that coming a mile away. Jey Uso and Woods have a match. Jimmy gets involved, causes a DQ. Kofi Kingston returns. He comes out there and makes a save for Woods. And so I'm just waiting for them to make this a tag match for the tag belts, because that's obviously what it's leading towards. And next, Sheamus beats Cesaro. Why does Cesaro keep fucking losing, man? He's only fucking one of the best talents in the whole damn company. One of the best talents in the world. He loses every fucking time I see him. He did the job 2 weeks in a row. This is absolutely fucking insane. And so finally we go on to the main event, which is Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns for the Universal title. Lesnar comes out there before Reigns does. Sammy makes his entrance. Lesnar comes out there. He beats him up. Then Reigns makes his entrance, and they start the match. You would think the referee would say that he's unable to continue. We would have to reschedule this match, but apparently not. So fuck it. So this match starts. He fucking spears him and he pins him. Match lasts about 5 seconds, and so Reigns wins, and it's gonna be Reigns against Lesnar for at day 1 for the Universal title. And I think Lesnar is going to lose again. But that's going to be for... This match is going to now take place at WrestleMania. Because Reigns is taking the belt to WrestleMania. There's no doubt about that. But Lesnar is going to win the Royal Rumble. Again, for the second time. Because he won in 2003. And that's what's going to take him to WrestleMania. That's what's going to take him to challenge for the Universal title. And so, there was Smackdown. And now we go on to AEW Rampage. And this match started off with Tony Nese against Sammy Guevara for the TNT Championship. And it was a good match. Nese is working the ribs of Sammy. Sammy is doing his usual flying, even though that he's supposed to be selling his ribs. And he finally begins to work him. Takes him a while, but Nese is using his superior power, that even though that he's not really a huge guy, he's 220 pounds and he has some strength to him. One of the questions is how is Sammy able to do a Spanish fly with supposedly broken or cracked ribs? You think cracked ribs would fucking dissuade somebody from doing that. But, apparently not. And then finally Sammy hits the GTS, the go to sleep, which Sammy called the GTH on Nese. And he wins and he retains the belt. It's nice to see Nese in the company. I can't wait to see what he does. And Thunder Rosa comes out there for commentary because Jade Cargill takes on some jobber and she beats the jobber very quickly. The match lasted about as long as Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn. It lasted about 5 seconds. Ding, 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 finisher, pin. But then Jade goes to fucking beat up the jobber. Thunder Rosa comes in there and make the save because, of course, they're facing off in the semifinals of the TBS Women's Title Tournament. I can't wait to see that match. And finally, of course, with an hour show that leaves 3 matches, we go on to the main event. Pac and Penta versus FTR. And, the two teams show their familiarity with each other because both of them has faced each other for AAA tag belts. The AEW tag belts, even though Pac wasn't in those tag matches, of course, they would do some behind the scenes that this is what he does and all that shit. Pac is doing some good pro wrestling. He's, getting holds, submissions. He's, healing out there. It's fantastic. He does a fantastic fucking drop kick. Penta, honest to God, does a missile drop kick from the top rope onto Dawson's ass. How the fuck does that happen? And Pac plays on his messed up eye. He has an eye patch over his eye by supposedly tripping over the top rope, and he's supposed to be doing, somersault over it, gets himself hung and caught up. Pac then makes a hot tag to Penta, and Penta cleans house. Black actually comes down there, sprays mist in Pac's face for FTR to win. Because, of course, FTR succeeded in taking Penta's mask off, so therefore that eliminates him because he's too worried about protecting his face while he's lying in there in the middle of the ring. Then Black goes in there to get heat on Pac. He's trying to take out his other eye. But the thing is, Alex, their manager, he's over there just helping Penta. I mean, yeah, taking off the mask is bad and it's not good. I mean, it's not supposed to be done or whatever. But the other person supposedly has hurt an eye. And while Black's sticking his thumb in the other eye, he's just over there with Penta, like, oh my god, what the hell's happening? You mean to tell me you're not trying to make the save? You're not trying to save me? I believe that there should be a discussion about that. But he knows I just know some continuity. But thank you all for listening, everybody. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Turn on the notifications bell. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.